So, Mish, what was it like? Why did you get into your first commercial property?
Well, I tried very hard to get into various different properties, um, not necessarily commercial property, and they just didn't work for me. And when I was introduced to commercial property, the penny just dropped. And it's a numbers game. The numbers just stacked up. When I got into it, I got so excited about it because I could really see it working, and it just felt right. That it was the correct fit. That it was exciting.
What was your financial situation like before you got into commercial?
It was challenging because we had made major changes, and financially I thought that we could build our wealth estate a lot faster. And our journey had been quite staggered up until then. So the investment that we got into basically catapulted our portfolio. And the great thing about it was that I never realized that we'd actually earn from day one. So from the day that contract was signed, it was really exciting because the money just came into the account. And I had been led to believe that there's no property like that in Australia, that you're just not going to find properties like that. And when that happened, it was like, wow. I said to my partner, this is great. This is the journey that I want to go on. This just feels right. I am actually going to drop everything else and I'm going to focus on commercial property.
What made the journey so important to you?
It's that sense of achieving. It's that having something that really works. And up until then, I was led to believe that it would really, really be difficult in whatever I had to do, and there were trials and tribulations. And having somebody hold my hand, show me how it's done, go through the steps of the due diligence, and just showed me the easiest way to catapult our finances to where we wanted to go, to reach our goals a lot faster. And having that assistance was really all that it took. What's
your why? Why are you doing this?
That's a very good question. You know what? I kind of feel as if I've achieved everything that I wanted to achieve in my life. However, I gave it all up to move to Australia, and I have two beautiful little girls, two lovely little children, little blonde girls, whom I really feel I want to give them the opportunity, not only to, because when I left everything behind, I had lived my entire life to hand it over to them. And now I've given all of that up, and I've moved over here, and we've moved here with nothing, and we've had to start all over again. And my biggest drive is to get back to that as fast as possible, so that I can give them the opportunity to have more than what I grew up with. I had quite a hard upbringing, and I've had to work really hard for everything that I've earned, everything that I've learnt. And we still bring our children up with those same values. We teach them to work hard and be smart. And I always say to my kids, do what you love. When you move into your life, if you're doing what you love, the world will love you, and things will come to you naturally. And this is almost like it's an automatic journey. I really feel passionate about what I do. I really love working with people. I love watching people see the opportunities. I love seeing their eyes sparkle when they say, "Wow, we can do that," and I always say to them, "Yes, it's very possible." You know, I like to tell the story about how I saw the light and I thought, "Wow, I can do that." Now I've had a bit of experience in it, and now I've got the opportunity to share that and to share it with people. That's my biggest joy.
What does it mean to you, the whole journey you've been through, that whole last 12 months where you've been able to get your properties and see your portfolio grow in speed on steroids? What has that meant to you?
Well, it kind of feels as if I'm finally getting my life back, because it's been such a massive journey, and I was really feeling I was really feeling down. I was really despondent. I was very, very depressed for a long time after we moved here. Moving countries was probably the biggest, most painful, emotional thing that I've ever done, and I was totally ripped apart. And in the last 12 months, I just feel as if I'm finally getting my life back, as if it's given me the opportunity to say, "Hey, we can do this. Get off your butt. Get out there and go and do it. Go and mingle. This is a people's business. This is all about working with people and negotiating and hearing trials and tribulations." And I just love that. I love working with people. I can sit for hours and listen to people's problems. And my biggest thing, I mean, my partner always says to me, "You should have been a counselor, or you should have been a psychologist," because I just love listening to people's problems and saying to them, you know, well, there are options. There actually are options. You know, I started out in my life where I was either going to be a drug addict or a total success. I got to a turning point when I was 19 years old, where I could have turned out either one of those. Fortunately, I had the good sense to say, right, I'm going to take the clean path and pull my life together. And I started my own business. And at the age of 22, I decided that I wanted to shift and move faster. And I had a look at some investments that I'd made, and I thought, these investments really are not working. I'd had them for about 4 or 5 years, and I thought, they're really not making money. So I cashed in all my investments, and I took that little bit of money that I had. I was very young, and I went and I had a look at how do those investment guys make their money. And I looked at all the big blue chip companies, and I saw that on most of their portfolios there was property. So I went out and I bought my first property. I was so proud of myself. And my father always said to me, that's just a stepping stone. And I thought, yeah, that's going to be my stepping stone. And I carried on growing from there. Every single year I made it a mission to go out and buy another property. However, moving here, I'm starting all over again, and I thought it was going to take me another 29 years to buy another 29 properties. And I've been in the real estate, in commercial real estate now for 12 months, and I'm on to 4 properties.
And how does that feel?
I'm just so excited. This is just overwhelming. This is like amazing. This is like my portfolio coming back to me on steroids. It really is great.
And what's your advice to someone who wants to dip their toe in?
My advice is just do it. My advice is really find somebody who you feel comfortable with, that you feel you can work with, somebody that can hold your hand. Because the biggest thing for me is I wanted to know how. I wanted to know. I just wanted that comfort of knowing that I was doing the right thing. And if you can find somebody that you just feel that comfort with, somebody that knows their game, I would say put your toe in the water, because if you don't put your toe in the water, it's like eating chocolate. If you don't taste it, you'll never know what it tastes like. And when you eat chocolate, I don't know if you remember what it tastes like for the first time, but bang, it is overwhelming. It is delicious. And so is commercial real estate.